we're in a great mood. We're here with our friends.
That's right.
Jen's finally back after a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been 2 weeks?
I think so, because you had basketball and then basketball. No, you were here. You only missed 1 week because you were here on Veterans Day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because we went out for pizza.
Yeah. Okay. So you missed 1 week and then we were late with the holiday.
Right.
So maybe it just always feels like a long time.
I know. Well, I almost had to miss a second week because I had guests that I wasn't sure were going to be gone, but they were.
They were.
You had gas?
Gas.
I always have gas, but I mean, everyone does. Normalize it. No, I saw this video on my favorite app, which will not be named, so John can't shame me. But
Tinder?
No.
Hinge?
Not that favorite app.
No. But it was like, the person was like, I just found out that there are such things as well, I'll say poot for John so he doesn't get upset, but poot positive households and poot shaming households. And it's like, which one were you? And I was like, I definitely was in a poot shaming household, but when I have my own household, it would be a poot positive.
This is a poot shaming household for sure.
Yeah.
Like the humans don't. We have Natasha, Martin, Joanne, Faith, Sydney, Brandon, Desiree. Wow, we've got a lot of people here.
Yeah, everyone's here almost.
It's good to see you guys.
Welcome. We are having a good day.
Jen, any new members this week? We did shout out the ones from last week that you had reminded us for, but
let me see. I have to go back to our message and see who I told you last week.
I think Lane.
Yeah, did we shout out Lane?
I think we shouted out Lane.
She was the last one.
Perfect.
So keep on supporting us, y'all. We love it. We love having new members of our Taco Supremo fam.
We do. Because only our Supremos are invited to watch this live stream.
Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking by December or January 1st, we're going to make it even headlines exclusive.
For any level.
Yeah, for any level. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's, hey, Lane. I'm sorry.
Oh, what's up, Lane?
Hey, Lane.
And that's
welcome.
Just...
Lane, are you... sorry, male or female? Oh. Sorry.
You can't ask that, though.
What's
you
your pronoun?
Say pronouns.
What's your pronoun?
I just learned that yesterday. What's your pronouns?
I wasn't sure if Lane was for Elaine or,
I thought it might be Laney.
Yeah.
I have
Laney Bach. He, him. Hey, Lane. What's up, dude?
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. It's okay. It's better to be associated with a female anyway.
Oh, man. I'm so glad. We got a lot of male supporters, and
they're here for you.
This is so female dominated sport. Literally, dude. True crime is 99% female. I mean, literally. And we have, I can count 4, 5 now male supporters. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Better than 0.
Today, surprise shot is for Sable. Sable requested a non-alcoholic surprise shot, so it fits with Nicole being on her antibiotics. So everyone can participate.
Thank you.
Surprise shots. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
This is for Sable. Mm-hmm. Detroit.
Was that orange juice?
Is it orange juice?
Yeah. Thanks, Sable. Needed that vitamin C.
We are going to January 9th, 2020, and we are on the Google Earth right now. All right, here we go. This is in Thailand. Do you know where Thailand is?
Yes.
All right, we're going to Thailand tonight. This is in Bangkok. There's a lot of bangs in this story. I'm just going to let you know. It's like Bangkok.
Oh, I didn't know there was more than one bang city.
Yeah, the actual killer drives a bang bus.
Like Kermit's Always Sunny.
All right, tonight we are going to 47 Soi Phat Kasim, Bangkok. This is the location right here. And it is this property. It's huge. So do you see the square right here that's surrounded by the 3 lakes? Mm-hmm. So this entire property is one guy's property. He owns this entire thing.
So all like that whole big square with the green?
Mm-hmm, that entire square here.
Wow.
So the guy is wealthy because look at all these homes here.
Yeah.
And they have no land.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my town.
I mean, this is probably public land or something, maybe, I don't know. But this
like farming land?
Yeah.
Farming land, yeah. But most people don't have any land. And this guy he is an heir to a property fortune. And this is the property right here.
Okay.
All right. So we are starting tonight with a missing woman. Her name is Warrenthon Kaikik. All right, this is her right here.
Probably like a teenager, though. I can't tell in the picture. Does she have braces, brown hair?
She's actually 22.
God, she looks so young. Maybe it's the pigtails.
She's 22. And at the time of that photo, too, that was actually taken at her boyfriend's house. She just looks really young. And police are at that property I just showed you because they are following up on a lead because she goes missing. And the guy that owns this property is her boyfriend.
Okay.
And he's a 40-year-old man. She goes missing and
Not sketchy at all.
he's sort of a drug lord, a drug king. He's wealthy and he's got all these goons that do his dirty work.
Okay.
Anyway, a former goon security guard told police after this security guard got busted with drugs that he saw this man kill his girlfriend, this 22-year-old Warren Thorne Kakik. And let me show you the man who owns this house. This is the man right here.
He looks kind of like,
A killer?
yeah, sure.
Is his chest full of tattoos?
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Is he in a hospital bed in this photo?
That's what I thought.
I think so, but this was right after he was arrested. So maybe,
Interesting. Look at all of his bracelets.
I know. Does he look like a drug lord?
Yes.
Kind of.
Does he?
I mean, what's on the chain on his neck too? It looks like
Like a what?
from Jurassic
fang?
Park.
A talon?
Oh, yeah, like a dinosaur claw or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What's the
see
one
that.
dinosaur?
Huh?
Clever girl. What is it?
Clever girl. I don't know.
What's the name of the fucking dinosaur?
Velociraptor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my god.
I was going to be a
This
paleontologist.
bacteria is starting to impact my brain.
Yeah, don't let it get to your brain. That's a whole different problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing right here. So he is tatted up.
He's tatted up. He's got like that very heavy silver talon chain.
If you put that picture back up, it almost looked like his neck was on Nicole's head.
Nicole, you are now known as the Thai Ted Bundy.
Oh God. Jeez Louise.
All right. So this guy, which I don't like that name. He's got a way cooler nickname. All right. I don't want to give it away yet.
Is it Dragon?
No, it's not Dragon.
I feel like it would be Dragon.
Yeah.
Well, it's cooler than
Or
that.
the tiger.
I'm gonna get
what wild animal is in Thailand?
A lot.
Tigers, yeah?
Yeah.
No, but his name is way cooler than that.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
His name in the media, he is known as Ice Metal Casket. Pretty sick, eh?
No.
That's what he's known as, man.
Is that? I wonder what it sounds like in Thai.
I was going to say, do you think it sounds cooler in Thai?
Yeah, probably.
Because it doesn't sound very cool.
You don't think
in
it sounds
English.
cool in English? That's like the reason I'm doing this
it's-
story.
That's just too long. Like that's
Also,
ice
it's-
metal casket.
Ice Metal Casket
And as
sounds
you see
badass.
here, we have this. You have the detectives that walk in. This just looks like the work of Ice Metal Casket.
Yeah, it's too long. It's not as cool as he thinks it is.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
he self-name it?
No,
Or
everyone knew him as that before he was arrested.
white metal casket. Do you think he was going with like a full metal
no.
jacket?
No,
Ice Metal Casket.
Ice metal jacket. Sorry.
Ice Metal Casket.
Ice Metal Casket.
Do you think he was trying to go for like a full metal jacket?
He
name?
didn't even name himself. Everyone in the town.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Did he put like people in freezers? Is that why? Because like a freezer is kind of like a metal
Oh.
ice metal casket.
All right.
Was he a fan of Vanilla Ice, you think?
No.
This guy's name right here, the Thai Ted Bundy, is what some people call him, which I think that's stupid. But his name is Apichai Ongwisit.
It sounds cooler in Thai.
Yeah. Apichai Ongwisit.
That's his name, not his nickname.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, I thought that was the nickname in Thai.
No, he's 40 years old and he is.
How? Like he has genes like a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
he doesn't look like a 12-year-old.
He looks like he's 20, I will say.
Well, he is a yaba dealer, which,
What is yaba?
you know,
drugs.
no, it's a special kind of drugs that I'm really surprised we don't have here in America.
Anti-aging? What's he using?
Isn't it like natural?
No.
something?
So I'm really surprised we don't have yaba over here. I think it would sell really good. It's known as the crazy medicine. Yaba is a Thailand drug, which is a combination of meth and caffeine.
It would
because meth needs more of an upper to it.
If you lace it, if you cut your meth with caffeine, it'll be stronger. You can sell less of it and make more money. I just think people should, they should do that here to maximize their profits if they're going to do it. It's a smart idea. All you got to do, caffeine's cheap. You can get caffeine in powders. You just take meth and just, lace a little bit in it and then sell it. And people will get higher. They get a lot higher with it.
Brandon, can you put a statement out for PR that we do not condone dealing meth?
Brandon draws stuff now.
Oh, who's the PR intern then?
She ain't here. That's why I can say what the fuck I want.
Oh, shrimp.
All right. Anyway, so January 9th, 2020, cops are in his house. They do find 1,100 yaba pills. So I'm guessing they look like just regular meth, but
you can take meth in a pill form?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where my head was.
Well,
I thought you did meth with like the...
Yeah, but you break it up. It's like it's a fine powder, and it's just cut with caffeine.
We do not know a lot about drugs.
Clearly.
Anyway, police descend on this property, which is a huge property, and they do enter the house. They find over 1,000 of these yaba pills. They know he is a big drug dealer. Everyone's also really afraid of this guy around town. They know who he is. They stay away from his property, and they also know that people go missing that he's in contact with. And the police have been wanting to take this guy down for a long time.
Okay.
And they just never nothing would ever stick. But now they have a former bodyguard and security guy and drug dealer who snitched on him and said, I saw him kill 22-year-old Warren Thorne Kakiak.
I'm surprised that they would snitch on him.
Yeah, I know. And they actually put his name like in the paper. I'm like, damn, this guy's dead.
Yeah. For sure.
They went through the home, but the security guard told them the body is most likely not in the home. It's in one of those ponds. So if we go here again, we see these ponds.
Oh, yeah.
There's 3 of them because he owns this whole property, right?
Yep.
Which is a lot. Now, everybody knows these ponds. They know what's in these ponds and they know what they're used for.
Like, you mean bodies?
Bodies, yeah. But everybody in town knows that there's, quote, flesh-eating fish.
Yeah, I was going to ask if he had fish that got rid of the bodies.
Every one of these ponds have flesh-eating fish, and the divers found that out real quick when they went in there.
Dang.
No one was injured.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Jeez, I know, right?
It's kind of brilliant, but very scary.
Yeah.
Just like living on a pig farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So flesh-eating fish are in this pond, in every one of the ponds. Now, divers actually pulled out quite a few bones. And then let me show you a photo here. So this is just one of the photos of the divers pulling out bones. You see there's several bones, like a femur, and you see like little rib bones. This right here is a rib bone.
Dang.
So right there, you see that right there?
Yeah.
And this is like one of the things that was holding it down. Big old block, but there was no flesh, even in recently dumped bodies.
Wow.
So the fish, they do everything except eat the bones. So he needed maybe to get a bone-eating fish. But everything else was gone.
Wow.
Which is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, that is wild. We have found 298 bone pieces in the pond so far, but could not clarify how many humans those bones were from. We are also seeking his ex-girlfriend, who we believe might have witnessed or have found information about him killing the missing women. The investigation has found several women who were involved with the culprit have disappeared. They include his friends, girlfriends, and prostitutes. Police Colonel Jakarat Juranpat said.
So they uncovered almost 300 bones.
That's a lot.
But
there's how many bones in the human body, Jen?
206.
There you go.
Yeah, so at least 3 or 4 women.
Okay.
All right.
Because
Now,
I'm just assuming they found multiple femurs and stuff like that, and at least you can say it's at least a certain number of bodies.
Exactly. Now, I will say that the missing girl that we're talking about tonight, Warren Thorne, or Kakik, or they call her Keek. I will say Keek's body, they expected to see more flesh on some of the bones. A lot of the bones looked old, They were blackened and moldy. Broken
would the
off.
water do that though?
Yeah, but a recently missing person like Keek, they would think that they would see more of something, even little bits of flesh or whatever, and they're just not seeing it. So they decided to dig up some of the garden too because of a tip from
like Bruce McArthur.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where they found this.
Oh.
So this is a bag, and it's rolled inside a bed sheet. It's kind of hard to see. Now, this is keek.
Oh, dear.
And how do they know this is keek? Because somewhere in this bag of flesh and jumbled up mess under the garden was a very unique tattoo that belonged to keek. And that's this.
Oh.
This is a beautiful tattoo.
Wow.
I know, right?
That must have taken forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit about this victim, and there's not much on it. Even translated sources, there's not a lot on this case. It's kind of closed. All I could find was she's 22 and she works at a bar. Now, that may mean she's like in Thailand, they have those, they're not prostitutes. Well, some of them are, but some of them you just pay to spend time with you. I don't know if we've done stories like that.
Yeah. Like was it in Japan?
I think
with
so.
The boys.
Yes, that was a weird one.
Yeah, so you just pay them to spend time with you. And I believe that's what she was, but all I could find was that she worked at a bar and she met this guy and this drug dealer, just drug lord, and that's it. That's her story.
I feel like they have that here too somewhere. I've heard of them, like people like paying to cuddle or to like tickle, but that's also like very
Tickle?
weird.
Oh, that's weird too.
It's weird.
I hate getting tickled. I absolutely
I'm going to
hate
tickle
it.
the shit out of you later.
No, I hate it. I'm going to cough all over you instead.
All right, let's talk about this guy. Apichai Ongwisit, a wealthy property heir known as the Thai Ted Bundy or Ice Metal Casket. I said he was a yaba dealer. In 2019, so just 1 year earlier, police had went to his property and, quote, rescued a young girl from his home after he raped her at gunpoint. So this guy is not even in prison after that.
Wow. Is there a lot of corruption in Thailand where that's why he's not in prison when he's so prominent? I mean, I feel like that's common in mob situations in general, even here. But is that part of it?
I think that is part of it, but I also saw that the police there really wanted to get this guy too.
Oh, okay.
So, but the fact that, he's not in prison after that is kind of weird. Anyway, this guy's childhood, this is father and son. The father set up all this for the son. He was the one that owned this property, the father who actually died about 20 years earlier and left this to his son. He was the owner of the largest market in town, the Ongwisit market. The father was also a piece of shit. He was arrested and charged with murdering a 15-year-old girl. He owned this market in town, and he was a very ruthless businessman. He sees this 15-year-old girl walk up to a fish tank in one of his market stands, and she taps on the case on the front of the glass, and it, quote, distressing the fish.
It's like in Finding Nemo.
So that angered the father enough to drag her off, kill her, dismember her, and then leave her in a box in an area now, which is now a shopping mall, just because she tapped on the glass and distressed the fish. So this guy that we're talking about tonight, the son, I mean, you could see his background. The father has killed this girl just for doing that. That's really ruthless.
Yeah.
The father did get sent to prison, but like Nicole said earlier, it was a corrupt system, and he got released relatively quickly, like less than a year, for killing, murdering, dismembering, and putting a girl in a box. He got less than a year. When he got out, however, he was knocked off. Someone done shot him. It was an organized hit. No one has ever been arrested for the hit, but his wife fled the country.
Interesting.
And everyone thinks that the wife organized the hit.
Wow.
Hundreds of bones were found belonging to young women that were submerged in this pond. And you can see this is actually what they were buried under. So yeah, they were put in the pond with flesh-eating fish, but they were also weighed down with this thing. It's like a big iron gate. So the bodies were under that, and the fish were picking at them.
It's terrible.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's very drug lordish, isn't it?
It is.
They find bodies, a lot of bodies, and he's not admitting to anything. They do find his girlfriend's body, and the autopsy shows that she's been beaten. However, he says that a dumbbell fell off the shelf and hit her and killed her. They were having an argument, an altercation in the house, a quote, violent fracas, and she bumped into the shelf and a dumbbell fell off and hit her chest and killed her. That was what he first said to police.
Elaborate. Why would you have dumbbells on a high shelf?
Also,
yeah, that's a good point.
If it fell off the shelf, wouldn't it hit her in the head, not the chest?
Yeah, she would have to be like laying down if it were to hit her in the chest.
Yeah.
Good call.
It did hit her in the chest area because...
Or was she did she just get blunt force trauma to the chest?
Yeah,
like
because...
kicked her or something.
The autopsy said that she had a severe injury to the right cavity of her chest, which they could later see in the autopsy. Now, they found her in a bag, all right? So...
Yeah. Like, even if
so
it was an
obviously
accident,
what he says is truth.
Yeah, right.
So
this is a stand-up guy right here.
So eventually we found out what actually happened. And this is what makes the guy so vile.
According to the Thai examiner, Mr. Apichai then tortured her after binding her at the hands and ankles and placed her in a metal casket, which he kept in his bedroom for such a purpose.
This is why he's known as Ice Metal Casket, because he takes a casket, a coffin, completely metal, and that's how he kills his victims. He puts them in the casket, which has no ventilation. So
that's terrible.
Yeah, that's effed.
Some of the caskets were even found in the pond, and they have been kind of...
so he had more than one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this guy that's how he would bury these bodies.
In the casket.
Or kill these bodies. He would throw them in a casket.
And then dump
it was like under his bed.
But I was like, do you think that if he had the flesh-eating fish, you would just need one metal casket?
Right.
Why do you need more than one metal casket?
You don't want to keep the body in the metal casket, then it's not going to get eaten by
because
the
that's
fish.
his name. Ice Metal Casket.
This was not well thought of.
And so this is like one of the caskets. It's a casket, a coffin casket, and it's metal. And I was wondering, well, where'd the ice come from? I think that's just because he's a cold-blooded killer or something. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But his name is Ice Metal Casket. That's what everyone knows him as. And they knew him as that prior to this. So here's what really happened. And once we finally got to the truth, we know, and this is what he's done to a lot of victims, including a 12-year-old girl who is presumably one of the bones found. The parents had lost her. She went missing, but she used to play around the property, and they think it was Apichai who killed her as well.
Probably.
Good guess.
But this is what really happened. He takes this iron bar, this big iron bar, and he starts beating her with it. And then he subdues her. He ties up her hands and feet and throws her in a casket and locks it down. He says that he didn't know she would suffocate, but that's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, okay.
In the morning time, obviously she's dead. She probably died, I don't know, within 5 or 10 minutes of asphyxiation. But she died in the casket. I mean, can you imagine being locked in that casket and screaming and screaming? The security guard actually said that during this murder, he had turned the radio up so none of his goons could hear what was going on.
Ew.
But she was in the casket dead.
Natasha makes a good point. Ice is another name for meth, so maybe that's why.
Oh.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's definitely
Thank you,
it.
Natasha.
Yeah, thank you. There you go. There you go.
Known to the public as Ice Metal Casket, 41-year-old Apichai Ongwisit is suspected of being a sadistic serial murderer who for years terrified locals into silence near his home in the Bangkok district of Bangkok.
So, and that's where the case is now. I know it's not a lot. He is in prison, presumably for life.
One can hope.
Well, so he didn't get life for the murder, but they had to tack on multiple charges, including the 2019 rape at gunpoint charge and stuff like that. So this is him as he's being carried away. Now, supposedly, this is a good thing, and the police did want this, even though he has all this money. But unlike his father, let's say I'm getting carried away, unlike his father, who also was a drug lord and, terrorized the town, he also owned the market. So he was also bringing in money for the town. This guy wasn't. He's just selling meth, yaba. So that's why I think they really wanted to get him in. You can see, this is a crazy photo because you can see this guy smiling in the back.
Oh, yeah.
So honestly, that is not a lot of the story, but that is all that's out there. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think it's always interesting when we cover cases like this in other countries because you don't hear about it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wondering if they're going to end up tacking on more murder charges since they found so many bodies and caskets in there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't...
I don't know if they would waste their time if they already have a life sentence for them, but it's more for the victims.
Yeah, the families of the victims.
This case is like surprisingly so little on it to have such a crazy name, you know? I guess in a few years from now, things will start coming out when people start talking. Ice metal casket. I literally did that story because of the guy's name, and apparently it's not even cool.
I mean, it's funny that you found it so cool.
I thought it was like the better.
Wow, what a cool name.
I mean, I think it was cool. All right, that's all I got. So,
all right, guys. See you tomorrow.
All right, until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.
I kind of run this shit.